Okay guys, so this week we're going to study infection control. So make sure you take your notes and then you'll post a picture of your notes on the Canvas page. So microorganism or a microbe is a small living organism. You need a microscope to see it. Okay, so micro is prefixes for short, or excuse me, micro is the prefix for small. Okay, so the two types of microbes, okay, so the two types of microbes are pathogens is one, okay, so, and then what do pathogens do? They cause disease or infection. The second one is normal flora, and these microbes that are beneficial when present. Okay, so normal flora is they're beneficial when they're present, so they're not going to harm you, and then pathogens do harm you. So the 5 types of microorganisms, and then you're going to label this as 5 types of microorganisms. Okay, so the first one is bacteria. Okay, so bacteria is a one cell and will multiply rapidly. Okay, there are 3 shapes. So these are your 3 shapes. Cocci, which is round, Bacteria, which is rod-shaped, and Spiralia is spiral. And how do you treat bacteria? You're going to kill it with antibiotics. And then some examples, and make sure you write down these examples because you'll need them. So strep throat, that's why anytime you go to the doctor and you get strep throat, they'll give you a antibiotic, tetanus, and pneumonia. So pneumonia is treated with an antibiotic as well. So here are your 3 shapes, and if you'll draw these on your notes, okay, if you'll draw these on your notes, this is your visual. Okay, so our second one is protozoa. Okay. So protozoa is one cell animal-like organism. Okay, they have a flagella, and so all a flagella does is aids in movement. Okay, a flagella a lot of people say that a flagella looks like a tail. Okay, and so the flagella just is going to help the protozoa move. And then some examples of protozoa is malaria. So fungi. Alright, so fungi is plant-like, okay, so mushrooms. Okay, they live on dead organic matter. Yeast and mold are common forms of fungi, and the examples are ringworm, athlete's foot, and thrush. So I don't know that we really see thrush anymore. We do see ringworm a lot, and like a lot of people get ringworm from muddy water, like plain and muddy water, because there's fungi in there, and that's what ringworm looks like. And then athlete's foot is what that looks like. So here's when we talk about Rickettsia. It's parasitic, live inside other living organisms, lives in fleas, lice, ticks, and they're going to bite to transport their diseases to humans. So examples are Rocky Mountain spotted fever is your big one. So that's why, your parents are telling you to make sure you check your head anytime you go in the woods or outside for ticks, because the ticks can bite you and give you Rocky Mountain spotted fever, and fleas carry the same thing as well. So viruses. So viruses are the smallest microbe. They're only seen on an electron microscope. They're going to reproduce inside other living cells, and then they're going to be spread by blood and other bodily secretions. So examples are these. Okay, so viruses, they're going to basically invade other cells, okay, and then they're going to be spread by blood or other bodily secretions. So some examples are common flu, common cold, measles, mumps, and chickenpox. Okay, they're all spread through bodily secretions. Alright, so where do microbes live? Okay, so most microbes are going to grow best in warm, moist, and dark environments. Okay, so warm, moist, dark environments. Okay, and then aerobic, okay, all that means is it requires oxygen to live. And then ana, which means the prefix means without, okay, of course. Anaerobic means that live and reproduce without oxygen. So understand that most microorganisms are going to grow best in warm, moist, and dark environments, and some will require oxygen to live and some won't require oxygen to live. So, pathogens. Pathogens cause infections in different ways. They can produce toxins such as poison. They could cause allergic reactions to your body, and then some are going to attack and destroy living cells. And then nosocomial infections are transmitted in a healthcare facilities. So maybe you go to the hospital and that's where you get them. And opportunistic infections occur when the body's defenses are weak. So if you have a weak immune system, then that will be where that comes from. So pathogens, sorry I forgot to highlight. So pathogens are going to cause, and just pick 2 to write, okay? So just pick 2 to write down for right here. You don't have to write this, okay? Just write cause infections in different ways. Pick 2. Okay, so then pathogens are going to transmission of disease from any of these, okay? So person-to-person contact or contaminated hands. That is why we tell you to wash and wash and wash and wash and wash your hands, okay? To continually wash your hands, because you may have picked up equipment that somebody else touched that had this pathogen on it, okay? That's why we tell you to cover when you cough or sneeze. So, infection control. So what are the ways we do infection control? Asbestos, which means absence of pathogens. So our asbesthetic technique, okay, is hand washing, good personal hygiene, so showering, washing your hands, cleaning your stuff, disposable gloves, wearing gloves so you don't technically dirty your hands, but maybe you have a cut on your hand, so it's protecting your hand. Proper cleaning of equipment and environment. So are we using Lysol wipes? Are we sanitizing and everything? So hand washing is the most effective way to prevent and spread the infection. So you guys are familiar with hand sanitizer. Okay, so alcohol-based hand rub, which is hand sanitizer, it's first used in the healthcare facilities, used between patients when hands are not soiled. You should use hand sanitizer after washing your hands. Will keep your hands clean. Washing less effective if used to clean your hands. So basically, with this is you can use hand sanitizer. Let's say, for example, with Miss Watt's teaching, you know, I don't have a whole lot of time between classes, so I may put hand sanitizer on, but once I'm finished with that class and I'm on my lunch break, I'll go wash my hands, and washing your hands after the bathroom and using warm water and stuff like that. Okay, so this is it for your lecture, so make sure that you put in where you don't have to take a picture and upload your notes, but make sure in the text box in your Canvas course that you put the word cell. Okay, cell is your key word to write in your text box. Okay, so if you don't put cell, I don't know that you watched the lecture and took your notes. If you have any questions, send me an email.